put Richter out of his misery without letting the other two know until morning. Let them get a good night's sleep, and he will have mysteriously succumbed to the contamination in his sleep.
His face mysteriously
Gets bludgeoned in from a hammer. Oh, the contamination!
Spontaneous bludgeoning.
Is it over? What happened?
I just point to the smushed bodies.
Yeah. he actually looks over and sees the. Yeah, he looks over and he sees the one bandit. He sees Mudface just like frozen in time, and then he sees the guy over here who's just like implanted into a tree, and he says, "My, good job, gentlemen. You've earned your money today." And we are back. The party has just utterly dismantled the bandits after trying to intimidate them and back them down, which spectacularly failed. The party has dismantled 4 bandits, if I'm not mistaken, by two absolute bludgeonings into goo by Dietrich Steelbelly's Maul. And one was critically frozen. He's actually still over here.
You need to leave the token there.
He's just a statue. Then Dietrich went over and bashed it into pieces.
Yes, I like that. And
I would like to
to
tie it to the back of the cart.
Just drag a frozen bandit.
For future bandits.
Unfortunately, I don't think it'll last very long. Okay, good. So let's. So just point of record. So Bulk, you mentioned that you fashioned your bell into your weapon using your thieves' tools as an artificer. This totally tracks. So just give us kind of a glimpse of how you're shooting your magical spells.
Yeah, so I have my quarterstaff, and the bell is mounted on the top, so it's like constantly like jingling. Any hiking people would know that like this is a common thing called the bear bell, which would
indeed
like make wild animals not be around. But I just like swing in, and it goes clang, 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 and the fucking blasts come out of it.
Indeed. I wonder if that works on bugbears. Hopefully we do not find out.
This will be a blessing and a curse.
Should I? Yeah. Should I roll for my nature? My nature proficiency.
That won't be necessary.
The terrorist bears attracts bandits.
Yes. So Aaron Marlowe is very impressed. He's very pleased, and he says, "Wow!" He actually goes over to the frozen guy, and he's like, "Is he still alive?"
I very much doubt that he's alive. He's pretty chilly in there.
And he kind of just like pokes him, and the statue just kind of like falls over and just crashes into 1,000 pieces.
Oh. In our defense, we told them not to pick a fight they wouldn't win, and they drew first blood. We didn't start anything. It was defense. We're on the right.
Can Dietrich like go behind the frozen guy in like the classic like on hands and knees behind him as Bulk just kind of pushes him?
Bulk didn't push him. I think it was Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah.
I'm willing to wreck on that. That's totally fine. Yeah, I like it. I'm totally cool with that. Okay,
I'm absolutely like the pancakes of the people. I'm rutting through for trinkets.
Kind of like
you want to search the bodies?
I want to loot the corpses.
Sure.
Kind of like away from the group, and under my breath, I just want to say like, "May you find the flame." Like not trying to let everyone else just know. Like, yeah.
Indeed.
Do I hear that shit?
Performing a little bit of last rites.
A little bit. Even though they may not have deserved it and they drew blood, but I'm still going to be like, hey, there's redemption for everyone.
Well, as a devout member of the faith, which you may or may not be, I don't know. But if you're performing...
It's more of like a piece.
Indeed,
I'm not putting no coppers on no eyes. Like, I'm not doing all of that. I'll be like, hey, good luck.
If you're wishing well for the corpses... Yeah, if you're wishing well for the corpses, I mean, that totally falls in line with just generally what the flame believes. They believe that everyone is worthy of redemption. So,
but none of y'all Scrooges can hear it.
Okay,
Do
cool.
I hear that? I'm in pretty good proximity to that.
Bitch, I said I went off a little bit. And got the bell ringing in your ear. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Bulk, you're way too concerned with this bell situation. So.
I want the trinkets.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very well. So, Aaron, he kind of calms down the horses and asks if everyone is ready to continue the journey.
I loot the bodies.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're really dirty bandits. They pretty much just have the weapons that they have on them. Which
we find anything
no metal
fancy on
or
that
anything
mud person?
that would make sound.
What's that?
You guys see?
What was that?
I was going to ask, did we find anything special on the one that was his favorite?
Well, unfortunately, that was the guy that you froze.
That's the frozen one. God damn it, Bulk! You always fuck shit up.
Actually, I probably actually would have thrown like at least a couple copper pieces on there. Yeah, unfortunately, he was blown to smithereens. Okay, yeah. So you guys continued the journey. Where we did consider that you guys got a long rest. Because we're back on the journey. And Aaron Marlowe kind of just reminds you that we're still about 1 week away and to stay on your toes. As you guys can see, we are getting closer to Drakkenheim proper. The liveliness of the forest has completely dissipated, and this is the effects of the contamination of the haze.
I want to walk kind of closer toward where Aaron Marlowe is and be like, do you know of this crown that they were talking about? They said this was a royal road. Last I knew, there was no royal line still left.
You want my opinion? They were just talking out of their ass. They're probably just bandits looking for some kind of score, trying to intimidate you guys, but you did well.
Checks out.
You did well. I wouldn't worry about that.
They were asking for their heads to be caved in.
And that's what they got. But yes, like I mentioned, ever since the wars, these roads haven't been properly patrolled in years. All of the realms, the petty nobles around, they're too busy in their own internal squabbles or supporting the lanterns in the city to even think about dealing with these roads out here, especially considering that all these towns are abandoned completely.
Onward and upward, then.
All right.
Did I trip anyone? I'm still tripping.
No, I'm going to say no. I think you failed twice. So. Okay.
I was so waiting for him to be like, I trip a horse.
No. That's silly.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. So you guys, travel for multiple more days. And you reach what is effectively, let's call it 5 miles away from Emberwood Village. It's late at night, and Aaron says this is probably a good time to bed down. This will be our last place, and then tomorrow we can make one last push in towards the village. You all have done well.
Sounds like a plan. Should we set up a watch?
I'll take the first watch.
There's no need. And I could have my little contraptions, and I will cast the alarm perimeter for the camp.
Okay. Are you going to catch that as a ritual, or are you going to use a spell slot for that?
I can use a spell slot. Which is better?
Damn.
Actually, I don't know.
I mean, doing it as a so casting spells, I'm pretty sure. Let me actually just verify.
Because we're going right into a long rest, so I could do it.
But that's also if our long rest takes effect, you'll get that spell slot back.
Yeah,
Yeah, if we're interrupted.
If it gets interrupted,
Indeed.
your spell slot's gone.
Yeah, so artificers do have ritual spell casting. So what ritual spell casting allows you to do is basically, so if you look into the spell details,
Okay.
so basically you can spend let's see. What is it? So the casting time is 1 minute. I believe if you do it as a ritual, I believe it's 10 minutes. I think
It
it's what
It adds 10 minutes to it.
it
so
adds 10 minutes. Okay.
so
Okay. So effectively,
would
if
be
you take
11.
11 minutes, you can cast it without using a spell slot. That is what ritual casting means.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you
Typically,
set
if
an
you
alarm.
can't, it's
Yeah.
better
So
to
I
do
just like
ritual.
slam my quarterstaff into the ground.
So
And
let
it
me
has the bell
pull
on
up.
it.
So let me pull up you guys' campsite.
And then I think for alarm, you have a set number of distance because it's almost like
Yeah, I
you
got
make the
Yeah,
perimeter.
it's
oh my
it's
god.
really just an area. So so this should be black for you guys.
Yeah, it's a fucking
Yes,
dart.
it is.
I was like, I thought I did it.
Because we've all
Whoopsies.
passed over into the afterlife.
Looks like I have a couple of rectangles and shit. Okay.
It's a
So there's
20-foot
Daniels,
cube.
Fair and bulk. I mean, honestly,
20 foot, Steven?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Diedrich is gonna stay up for a little while. I have night vision, so
I can draw the
Uh,
shape, I think.
So
Oh shit.
yeah, so let's
Shit.
say that you guys are just off of the road. Let's say the road is kind of in this direction at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
So I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to set an alarm in this area because you're kind of in a forest. You're kind of hoping that things would come like, right around you. But I mean, you could, theoretically like set it like around your tent or something. You could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
While we're getting set up for all this, could I do a nature check to try to search for some plants that would have been like described in the book that I got from a family?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So each one is 5 squares.
14
Yes, each one is
nature.
5 squares, 14.
You could also
What kind of herbs are you looking for specifically?
potentially ones that may have medicinal properties. Like I don't think I could do anything with them yet, but it's also I know this land's also very corrupted, so I probably know that anything I find may be tainted. But it
Actually,
never hurts to look.
that's a good point. I mean,
You never know. Diamonds in the
We're-
rough. Who knows?
yeah, I mean, especially since we are, I need to keep better track of that. So yeah, since we are within a day of Drakkenheim proper, I mean, the land is completely barren. Like you're not going to find
That makes sense.
really any greenery.
Farron hasn't been here in a long time, so it's probably just like, I should have known.
Can you clear
Indeed.
the screen? I messed up.
Can you?
I think there's a way
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
delete it. I think if you highlight it, you should be able to click on it and then hit escape to.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Actually, let me grab.
I'm putting it around the loot because that's where anyone would go.
Which one we got?
I'm
with the
also-
carriages?
I'm leaned up against one carriage sleeping.
That's where I put the thing. That this is intentional placement. Even though
Okay,
it's not
so
a square.
This one.
So as you guys are setting up camp, Aaron Marlowe's kind of hanging by the wagon. He's messing with the horses and whatnot. 3. I need to move this over here. Sorry, one moment. Messing with my screens.
Does Aaron provide snacks
Right.
and booze?
No, I believe you guys have rations as part of your.
Ooh, we impressed the
Honestly,
shit out of
honestly,
him.
it's kind of on us for not negotiating food and beer for along the way. We
Yeah,
probably should have
indeed.
made that part of the deal.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say that this is your wagon. Just kind of forget that the top wagon is there.
That works.
Because this map just happens to have 2 wagons, so that is what it is. Okay. So as you guys are setting up camp, 3 disheveled and kind of defeated looking adventurers approach from the road. One moment. Messing around on the GM layer. Okay. So they they come off the road, and the first
I'm gonna move toward them while they come up, like toward the wagon, if that's all right.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So the first, a man comes up and calls out to you guys. Hello. Is anyone there?
Who's there? Who goes there?
Oh.
I was gonna vote for being quiet, but okay.
It's like,
Thank the flames. We just came out of the city. We were headed back to Emberwood Village, but we must have got lost. We just ran. Please, do you guys have?
from what?
Are you guys camping here? Can we stay with you?
What did you run from?
It's we just ran. It wasn't. Our troubles were from yesterday. We weren't running from a particular monster. We just had to get out of there. It was horrendous.
What
Get out of
What?
where?
What brought you to the city?
So let me describe the three. So the first, he introduces himself as Ludwig von Graf. He is he's a human male, kind of in his 40s, 50s. He's a bit stocky. He's kind of wearing what you could imagine used to be nice clothes, but now they kind of have rips through them and they're all dirty and whatnot. The second is a woman who introduces herself as Indra Jansen. She is wearing not so nice clothes. I mean, she kind of looks like a common adventurer. And behind her is a man who doesn't say anything. He's kind of got a cloak over his head, and he's kind of shivering in his cloak. And Indra speaks up. Again, it wasn't monsters we were running from. We just had such a horrible time in the city. We just had to get out of there. When we must have gotten lost. We were headed for the village, but can we stay with you all? Is that all right?
What made you go to the village? You know what happened there.
The village or the city?
City.
Embassy.
Sorry.
The city? Yeah, no problem. Ludwig, he speaks up. My family, the Von Grafs, perhaps you've heard of us? Are you from the area?
We know.
Ever heard of the Von Grafs? You've never heard of the Von Grafs?
We know of the name.
Oh, you do know the name.
I think it is it like is it? I don't know. Can I do a history check to see if I know the name?
I was either gonna have you do deception or history.
I don't think I would start off lying. I would try to see if I know it.
I tell you what, it's been so long. I don't think you remember these guys.
That's fine. Be like,
Yeah.
no, can't say I'm familiar.
But you've heard of the Steel Belly name, correct?
Steel bellies. Are you from Westermore?
Never mind.
Oh no. Those were the sheep bellies. Anyway, the Von Grafs.
Fuck off.
The Von Grafs. We are a noble family from Drakkenheim, from the old days, and he kind of does whatever the equivalent of the of the cross would be in this times. But we were a wealthy family. We came into the city. These are my associates. We tried to find the deed to my ancestral estate because there's no justice in that town anymore. If you don't have proof of your belongings, they could just be scavenged by anyone. You wouldn't believe what's going on in that town.
Town or
So you
city?
say you're wealthy. Do you have anything to offer us if we help you?
Look at me, sir. Look at me. And he takes off his robes. I have nothing. We were lucky to escape. We were lucky to escape with our lives.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
Sure.
I want to see if he's trying to tell if he's actually talking. Oh, never mind. It did horribly.
Get rip.
I think it sounds plausible.
Everyone,
he
huddle up
sounds-
for a second. I have an idea.
He sounds completely believable. But yeah, you guys can.
Well,
Can I
come in?
Can I pull Bulk aside real quick?
He's
You
right
guys
next
can
to
do
you.
whatever you want to do.
Okay. Bulk. If we put them next to your little trinket thing, if they were to leave that area or move around, would we be alerted to it?
Oh, if they mean us any harm, it should go bling real loud, and that'll be interesting to see.
So
That's what I was thinking.
You could cast it around them.
I mean,
give them
I did it. We would have to stall them so I could do another one.
Well,
We
it,
have-
it only
would
takes
allow
12
you to-
minutes. It
I
only
would allow
takes
you
12
to change
minutes.
if you want to.
Can I like pick it up?
You, I think you just re-ritually cast it in a different area.
Yeah, or you could just cast it again. But, Aaron Marlowe joins into your little group huddle and he says, "You know, I don't think you guys need to be so afraid. I mean, what do they have? One sword on the woman? I mean, the nobleman von Graf, he doesn't even have any weapons."
When you're as famous as the Steel Belly name, you always have to take precautions.
They are
Well, I'm
from
not saying you guys
Drakkenheim, so I really want to talk to them. Can I like?
I'm down to let them stay on the far side of camp as long as they're in the circle.
I agree with Danielus. I think that we should offer them shelter, but also keep them contained. If they want to leave the area, we'll be notified and we can act accordingly. But I definitely don't think we should just blindly trust anyone.
Okay, Ludwig von Graf, you can stay here under our conditions. You can stay in the circle created by Bulk.
I can show you my inventions.
And side note, you also have to entertain his questions. He will have many.
they kind of Indra and Ludwig kind of look to each other, kind of.
Your choice.
Strange.
It's either in here or out there, and I point back to where they were running from.
Indeed, yeah. They Ludwig speaks up. Yes, absolutely. We'll trust me. We mean you no harm. We just need a safe place to rest.
You can't blame us for being too cautious. And also, if you're heading to Emberwood, we're also heading there tomorrow. So if all goes well,
If it's all the same to you, we were only heading towards Emberwood because we need a place to sleep. We're getting out of here as soon as we can.
your choice.
So
Fair enough. Bulk, go create the circle.
yeah. So I'm gonna say, just for the purposes of this map, it looks like. Oops, I got Danielus as well. Let me scroll down here. So I'm just gonna say that these three are gonna go ahead and use this bottom tent.
Okay.
Just because that's kind of where they are. So so Indra kind of leads the last man, who they introduce as Rickard, and kind of leads him into the tent. And she kind of goes inside to check with him, and Ludwig will stay out and kind of step by the fire with you guys.
Okay, and then I'm also going to kind of like walk over to Danielus, and like before he goes over to Ludwig, hopefully, and just kind of be like, I know these people seem like they mean no harm, but just like with the captain, there could be more lying in wait. We may want to do watch tonight.
I agree.
Indeed.
And then that's all.
Just to be clear, Ludwig has no intention of keeping watch. He is.
Ludwig's not. Yeah, Ludwig's. I'm talking to Danielus.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
are.
for
I was
sure.
just kind of like, I'm thinking
For
like
sure.
these people could be like part of a con artist or something. I was
For
like,
sure.
oh, give them false sense of security, get in there, and then bam.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, you don't need to draw anything for the ritual. I got you. I get your point. I get your point.
I'm trying my
Okay.
best.
So while Bulk is ritually casting the alarm spell, which they are totally fine with, they have no problem. Ludwig says any precautions you need to take, that's completely fine. We just need a safe place to stay, like we said.
Well, I'm going to show him my inventions.
Who are you trying to show?
All of them.
Well,
Gather
Rickard is gonna-
around. It's time.
Rickard stays in the tent, but Indra's going to come out and join Ludwig at the fire, and you guys are free to talk to him as you like.
So I'm going to entertain them with my sonic blast.
Hedrick, keep an eye on Rickard.
Yeah, of course.
Ludwig and Indra are not entertained. They're just kind of like sitting, like shuddering by the fire, and
Well, I have a
just, like,
captive
shaking my head.
audience. I'm going to keep going. I don't get time to talk about my work usually, so.
Please, is this turtle going to hurt us?
Who,
Mainly
me?
No.
Mainly just your
He might
ears.
just trip you.
You'll be fine. He means no harm.
They're sitting by the fire. They're okay.
Okay. Well, I'm showing him all my everything I got.
Show him the bell, Bulk.
The bell.
Oh my god. Give him the barrel.
So just to be clear, these 3 people who look disheveled, quite beaten up, who just left the place that you're trying to go to, sitting by your fire, and no questions for them. Just want to show them.
We're
Just want to
getting
ring the
there.
bell.
We're
Okay.
getting there.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Well, I was given Bulk. I had to look at the screen to remember your name. Time to show off the inventions per our agreement.
They're a bit scared now at this point. Please.
So you said you were going to the city to try to receive or try to retain or find your deed to your land.
I, my family, the Von Graffs.
What happened
We
to
thought-
you? What happened to you when you were in there, and where was your land?
Oh, it was horrible. My family, you see, we were quite wealthy. We lived in the western district, inside the walls,
What?
naturally.
I can
And,
tell from the gob.
Yes. Well, you see, we came into the village, of course, Emberwood Village, because that's the only place nearby where you can manage to find some food and a place to sleep. And we went to the Hooded Lanterns. Oh, there we go. We went to the Hooded Lanterns for help, but they just didn't care at all. It's like they don't even care about the nobility that feeds them, that provides them all of their supplies.
I think they have a little bit more on their plates than worrying about titles.
Ludwig just kind of scoffs, and Indra speaks up, and she says, "Please forgive him. That's what he was coming for." But
Completely ignoring Ludwig, I want to look to just Indra instead. Be like, how did he get you to help him? What are you in this for?
coin is coin, friend. Me and my family, we've fallen on hard times. It's about all we can do to get by these days. Take odd jobs.
Understandable.
Am
And
I
then
allowed
look,
to,
you go.
am I allowed to use snooping to snoop into the
It's just
the
snooping
tent?
now.
You wanna try and snoop into the tent?
He's trying to do
Yeah.
a snoop.
Sure. So as you do so, Indra kind of leaps up and says, "Please, our friend is very injured. He
Oh,
had
what's wrong?
the rats. The rats in Drakkenheim. They're monsters. They're the size of men. They carry weapons and they stalk the streets. They stalk the sewers. They're everywhere.
REOF.
Would it be all right if you accompanied me in? I might be able to help.
Please, just let him sleep. He's terribly wounded. He
Diedrich's
protected us
going
all
in
night.
there.
If he's
Diedrich's going in
if he's
there.
terribly wounded, I think I can help. Why are you against this?
Yeah, we push Indra out of the way and rush into the tent.
Oh, Indra falls to the ground. Ludwig kind of jumps up and says, "By Jove, I thought you were good men."
We're just trying to help. What are you freaking out about?
Okay, so you guys go into the tent.
What do we see? I'll go in.
Rickard is sleeping on the ground.
Do I see, like, just from eyes glance, do I see cuts, scrapes, bruises, bleeding, anything that would suggest a rat fight?
I mean, well, all of them kind of look like they've, seen some hard times. There are certainly, scrapes and bruises and kind of dry blood. Rickard himself is kind of completely covered up in his cloak. You can kind of see his body. He's like shivering. So I mean, if you were to do that, you would have to disrobe him effectively.
Heal him.
I'm trying to think. I will ask to Indra, be like, I can heal his wounds, but I don't want to startle him. Is it alright if you wake him?
Friend,
You're not
Listen.
gonna find a better healer in anywhere in these woods.
listen, we'll tell you the truth.
Alright?
You've heard of the contamination, surely.
Heard, haven't seen.
Well, consider yourself fortunate. Me and Ludwig and Rickard, we were beset upon by the ratlings. And we just managed to escape. There was really nothing we could do. They were far too powerful. Rickard is a competent fighter, but he was only managed to slay one. But they just kept coming.
So you're
So we-
saying he's infected?
That's what I was
We-
about to ask. Do we know if it's contagious or not?
You guys do not know that. You could have asked Aaron hypothetically along the way, but nobody really asked him anything about that.
He's there
just
though.
give
Did
me
he
a
hear?
chance.
Gonna run over to Aaron.
This was
Anyway,
his first time
uh,
on this route. Who knows what he knows?
Well, hold on. So Indra was still in her story. So, myself and Ludwig, we were quite injured, and we just managed to get out of the outer city ruins, and we were resting in one of the abandoned buildings out there. Rickard, even though he was injured himself, he kept up all night, keeping watch for us.
So
When
he
we
hasn't-
woke up,
He hasn't slept.
no, he hasn't. He's very strong. Please, if you all could just leave the tent, we could just talk by the fire. We don't need to burden him.
Say
And
a
how-
lot
how do
time
you
of getting infected.
How do you plan to help with the infection? The contamination?
We hear that there are powerful healers in other cities. The horrors of Drakkenheim have.
Hey. You expect him to last until you can find one.
It's all we can do. We can't afford to make use of any of the other healers that are actually within the village. That actually was where we were headed, but at this point, we just want to get out of here. Please, if we could just let him sleep.
Diedrich's gonna go ask Aaron if this
Yeah.
shit is contagious.
So what do you think, Aaron?
Sure. So everybody comes back to the fire.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
back
chilling.
in.
I want to see about this contamination.
Okay, cool. So Indra's kind of
Just at the door.
stand at the door. Okay, so you guys go over to Aaron and you ask him what?
Aaron, what can you tell us about the contamination?
Contamination? Listen, friend, I don't go anywhere near the city personally. I've heard stories. It sounds pretty bad, but the best thing I could advise is just to stay away from him at this point.
Do you think we should put him out of his misery to protect us?
Ludwig jumps up and says, By Jove! I thought you were honorable men. We just came here to rest, that's all.
And you risked infecting the group.
It would have been nice of you to disclose what happened before.
We are keeping him in his tent alone. You are the one who want to pry in.
We were
Just
trying
let
to
him
help
sleep.
before you decided not to disclose that he was contaminated from the city.
Well, this is exactly the reason why. We don't want to cause a stir. We just want to get one night's sleep and then
Well-
to get out of here.
Can Diedrich pull both Farron and Danielus aside?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Ludwig, stay over there. Fuck off.
You go talk to Aaron.
You go fuck off. I propose that we put Richter out of his misery without letting the other two know until morning. Let them get a good night's sleep. And he will have mysteriously succumbed to the contamination in his sleep.
His face mysteriously like
Gets bludgeoned in from a hammer. Oh, the
Spontaneous-
contamination.
Spontaneous
I don't-
bludgeoning.
I don't think that's a bad idea. It's not worth
I-
it for these people we just met. They offer nothing to us.
I don't know what we have to gain by killing him, though. If they want to throw their lives away trying to help someone,
we
it's
have
not really our place.
we have nothing to gain from killing him, but we have everything to lose by letting him stay alive.
If we
It's
set
true.
up the alarm as we proposed, he won't be able to leave.
What
without
if he
knowing.
turns into some sort of mystical, magical mutant that rampages?
Then we will put him out of his misery and everyone else's.
What if he's too strong for us to take down?
I didn't
They
know the
are in a
Steel Belly
weakened state.
name was so weak.
I'm
that
not
they
saying
didn't
for-
know that they could
You-
handle someone.
You two both actually almost perished in the last battle. I was left without a scratch. How dare you?
It's very convenient when one hides behind trees.
Fuck.
So while you guys are having this conversation, Bulk, are you what exactly are you doing?
I'm big
Indra's going
chilling.
to stay at the
I'm
entrance to the
literally
tent,
just
and she-
watching because I've like the contamination is very fascinating to me. Anything to do with the delirium.
Gotcha. So you're just kind of staring past her. You're just kind of looking at
Yeah, just creepy,
at,
like
at
creepy
Rickard's
shit.
body. Okay. Okay. So so Aaron is going to come over to you guys, and he's going to say, "All right, boys, what do you think? What should we do? I mean, we could let them stay. They certainly, I understand that they lied to us, but they do seem fairly reasonable. It sounds like Bulk has his spell in place, and we can keep watch. I mean, we've been keeping watch the entire journey. That's nothing new. But I understand if you want to put them out. They would have to travel at night, but the village is just a few hours away. So, what do you think?"
I think we be straightforward, let them know any funny business, and we will actively defend ourselves.
I'm down to kill him.
If you wish to attack people who have no qualms with us at the moment, I can't condone this. They're just looking for a place to stay right now. Nothing has happened. I can't actively attack these people.
So
Fine,
as
but
a, so
I'll be
as a,
the first one out of here.
What
so as a meta comment, I will say that Danielus is actually from the city. He, I mean, knows at least more than you guys. I think. I'm well.
I would
He is.
contest that a little bit.
So he is from the city, and he has been there.
Recently,
I mean, he.
Aaron's never been this route though, so who knows how close Aaron's gotten.
Well, I mean, he is.
Aaron's
So-
gonna stand by his words because I'm playing true to Farron.
So just to put it in context, Amberwood Village is about 2 hours south of Drakkenheim.
Okay.
It is effectively the hub town for all of the adventurers that come into Amberwood Village. So, I mean, they come into contact with adventurers all the time. They hear the stories. Aaron certainly kind of closes his ears, like he doesn't really want to hear about all of the craziness that goes on, but you certainly could ask, Danielus what he knows, but it seems like Danielus wants to kill him. It seems like Diedrich wants to kill him as well. So what is the decision? I think it's time for a decision.
Let 'em
Aaron's
live.
vote is to just let them sleep here. But if you guys want to send them away, I mean, you could send them away as well. You don't actually. So there are three options. You can either, I guess, violently kill them now. You can send them away, or you can just let them sleep. So it's up to you.
I guess we can let them sleep and let Bulk study them for the night.
So we'll take it as Bulk is taking first watch.
Yes.
I'll be on second.
Daniels, do you want third or fourth?
Yes, I'll finish
Which-
through the night.
You're just going to take third and fourth.
Yes.
I will stay up for third as well, just in case, because I feel bad not
Okay.
taking one.
I think technically, Matt, correct me. I think technically you cannot take
He can try to take 2. He'll just have a level of exhaustion because you need 6 hours out of an 8-hour
Okay.
rest.
Okay, fine. I'll just take 1 shift.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you
okay,
want 3rd or
okay.
4th?
Yeah.
4th.
I mean,
Okay.
if we could estimate that you guys are going to sleep 8 hours, I mean, everybody takes a 2-hour watch. That sounds completely logical. Aaron doesn't take watches. He's not a fighter. He just
Yeah.
sleeps.
I'm assuming he's in
Plus,
the
he's
cart,
paying you guys. Yeah.
tent
Yeah.
somewhere.
Okay. So the final decision is
Let them live.
Let them live.